YouTube, what's happening? It is Monday, June 16th, and we're going to talk about baseball today. And you can see across the sports landscape, there's very little sports today. We have one NBA game, and then we have 7 baseball games, and that's all we have. That's it. Nothing else really going on in the nighttime space anyways. So you can see we have 7 games. It's going to be a quick video. We're going to break these games down, look at the stats, look at the props, see if we can find some value as usual. Although first, let's look at yesterday's recap. Povich didn't start, so that one got canceled out, sadly. He did play. He came in second at the pitchers, but when you do that, it cancels out your vet most places. So Colorado, Atlanta over, Tampa, New York over, Houston money line, yes. Pavetta K's, yes. LL Ortiz hits allowed, yes. The only loss, LA and San Fran had 9 runs. It ended up 5-4. So that was a 1, 2, 3, 5 in one day, missed by a hook. To have a perfect day. Crazy. Went 2-0 in WNBA. Had a great day overall for the bankrolls. Nice. If you want the plays typed out for every single sport I do, or access to the spreadsheet so you can do your own research without me, HQ. Check it out. Simple as that. So, enough of that. We have our 15 games. Let's go ahead and jump to that first. I say 15. No. See, I'm used to 15. We have our 7 games. Let's go and jump to the first one right now. All right, first game on the slate is going to be Philadelphia in Miami at 6:40 Eastern. You know what you need to do? We do a quick weather check just to make sure everything's cool and everything's fine out here. So let's just pop over there real quick. Let's take a look. Miami, dome. Washington, wind 5, no real rain to worry about. Yankees 6, no rain. Tampa, maybe it could always rain in Tampa. We know this. It's rainy season here, so no really wind to worry about. Seattle, nothing. A's 9 miles an hour blowing out, 82 degrees. Maybe a little something for the overs. And then Dodgers, Padres over. Ohtani's pitching today. Did you know that? Yeah, I think he's gonna start, or something. He's gonna pitch an inning. He's got a prop for pitching today, so we're gonna look at that too. So enough of that. Let's pop over here. First one, you can see we have Philly 115 favors on the road. 8.5 is our total. We come over here to the sheet. We look at our numbers, and we can see that, well, Miami's at home. They've been doing pretty good. They got a 3-game streak. They swept their little 3-game series. So did Philadelphia. They swept their series. Now they're playing each other. Both are average at scoring runs, but then when it comes to average, they're both top 10, both top 8, really. Second, it hits Miami. Look at Miami doing work. Let's go over and look at the pitchers. Who's going out there today? Oh, it's Sandy Day. Sandy has been, well, let's take a look at Sandy because I don't really know exactly how well he's been doing exactly. And it's Mick Abel. Sure, let's look at him too. Sandy's last 2 outings have been Colorado and Pittsburgh. Not the toughest bats, but he's been pretty good the last 2. Now, before that, he wasn't, so we'll see what he does today. Mick, his pitch, he has started 3 games this season. You can see he went 6, 5, and 4, and he got rocked. Well, 3 earned runs is not really rocked, but you know what I'm saying, against the Cubs. So neither team they're both top 8 and not striking out. You can see the numbers right there at the bottom. So we're not going to look at strikeout props. Let's go look at the histories, I guess. So Sandy versus Phillies. Phillies do quite well against them, it looks like. We got 36 at bats with a 306 for 2 homers for Realmuto, 294 for Schwarber, 370 for Bohm. Don't care about Sosa. That's enough bats. Scott's only 222, but then you got Trey Turner at 351, Castellanos at 280, 263. There's a lot of at bats, a lot of history, which is good for the batter. The more the bats face the pitcher, the advantage goes to the batter because they get to see things. So that's good. That might be worth something taking. That might be good. And then we obviously have the history of Sandy being bad this whole season, except for the last 2 games. Against righties, see how the Phillies have been this season. Miami against righties, there you go. And Miami versus Mick, nothing there. So if anything, I kind of like Philly still. I see this. What's the head-to-head? Last time we faced him, we gave it 6. That was on the 18th of this season already. So they've already faced him once and teed off on them. So when was that? Right there. Yeah. Right there, yeah. Sure enough, 6 runs. So I think we're going to take this. I think we're going to stick with, now there's only 7 games. I'm going to take a play in every game, probably, just because I want the action. There's no action today. I want some action. So Philly, Miami. Yeah, give me Philly on the money line. 115. I'm going to take that. Let's move on. Next. All right, game 2 is going to be Colorado and Washington. Oof. What a matchup. We have Washington 180 and 9 is our total. And I don't know about that, because Washington is still terrible. They're not 30s on everything like they were yesterday, but they're still 30th in runs. Look at Colorado. Look at the offense. Now, they won yesterday. They beat the hell of the Braves like 10-1 after the Braves pitcher had like 15 strikeouts, and then he goes out, the bullpen comes in and says, you know what, we don't care about winning. Here you go, Colorado. Here's 10 runs. Enjoy. Yeah, that's about how that went. So let's go look at the pitchers today. See who's going out in this one. Get rid of this two. We load up Rockies and Nats. And we see it's Jake Irvin going against Carson Palmquist, who gives up a lot of runs. That's just usually what his thing is. Actually, maybe not. Maybe he's been pitching better. Is Colorado getting better? I mean, they're 14-57, but are they? I don't know. Let's go look. And we got to look at Jake Irvin too. Look at earned runs. See if we want to take anything here. Because so far, I cannot trust Washington, not with them bats. If anything, I'll lean Colorado plus 1.5 if the pitching's close enough. Palmquist, how have you been doing? Not bad. Last. Well, he's only pitched in how many games this season? 5. He got a 3.8 earned runs. 5, 6, 2 against Chicago, the Cubs. That's actually impressive on 5 innings. 2 against San Fran and 4 against the Mets. Yeah, not bad. He's getting better. He's getting better, I would say. Irvin has been, ooh, buddy. Arizona, Cubs, Mets. That's, yeah, you've been struggling, ain't you? Let's see, Irvin versus Colorado. There you go. There's your numbers. Have fun. Nothing's really, nothing to say now. Righties versus Colorado. There you go. Washington versus lefties. And then Washington versus Palmquist. Never faced him. How are you against lefties? Are you good? You got a couple dudes that could pop off for 300. So we got 2 pitchers that are giving up like 3+ earned runs. We have a 9 total. I think I know where I'm going with this. Even though the bats are not good for Washington, Colorado's bats are good enough to where they could possibly get us those runs we need, but their pitching is always bad enough, especially the bullpen. Oh, beautiful bullpen if you want an over. I'm going to take the over 9 in this one. Let's move on to the next one. Our game 3 is going to be Angels at the Yankees, new series, and we got Yankees 185 with an 8.5 total. Let's look over at the spreadsheet. You can see our numbers, and we see Yankees are just mid right now. They're average. They're not bad. They're not good. Everything is average. So that's weird for them probably. Angels are used to being in the bottom 10. They've been there a lot this season. So, but they have their spurts. Sometimes they're the worst team. Hell, sometimes they're the best team. So they do all over the place. Let's go look at the pitchers. Who's going out there today in this one? Pop over to Angels Yankees, and we got Schmidt going up against Soriano. The only thing standing out in green is going to be Soriano giving up 2 walks, 3 walks actually. And that is a minus 185 because man gives up a lot of walks. And guess who has a lot of walks? Yankees. Thanks to Judge mainly, but just as a team, they're averaging 3.5. So let's see if we can make some money off that. But Soriano's not hitting his strikeouts. Nobody else is really doing anything. Let's pull up Schmidt earned runs so we can take a look too. But we'll start with the walks first. Yeah, that's a lot of walks, my dude. That's a lot of walks. You're averaging the last 5. You're averaging 3.2 on a 2.5. I want this to be a 3.5 if I was going to take it. This is a little concerning. I know it's the Yankees. Yeah, if anything, I can see him giving up like 7 earned runs before he gives up 3 walks today, because Boston got 7 off him. The A's only got 1. Cleveland got 0. So he's not bad, but yeah, let's look at the matchups. Schmidt versus A's, or Angels, sorry, the Halos. Nothing really there. Righties for the Angels. There you go. Yankees versus righties. And Soriano versus Yankees. Anybody pop off? No, you never face Judge. Well, that's the next victim for Judge probably, because dude cannot be stopped. Let's look at the Schmidt history too. Earned runs. Oh, hold up. Angels striking out a ton. Mr. Schmidt, do you have any strikeouts for us, good sir, today? Oh, yeah, 6.5. That might be, it's going to be a little sweaty because of these numbers here. Oh, wait, you've already faced the Angels and you only have 4? And that was at LA. Now you're in New York, so different story, but it was a 1-0 game, and I don't love that. I don't love that at all. Yeah, and you're averaging 6.4 on a 6.5 number. That's a hell no in our books. We don't touch this thing. We want this to be at least a 7.5 if we're going to take a 6.5. But that's 125. We can bump it down to well, if you're on Prize Picks or something like that, you probably get a 6. If you want 5.5, you can get 5.5 here. A lot of books are offering better. I mean, it's going to be a little juicier, but might have a better chance of hitting 6.4 and a 5.5. Let's go for it. Let's go for the 5.5. I'm not paying that plus 125. Nah, that makes sense. So I'm going to go, that's CHMIDT over. Let's go 5.5. We bought it down just to be safe. Over 5.5 strikeouts and move on to the next one. All right, moving on. Baltimore, Tampa. Tampa's back home. It's a pick 'em with an 8.5 total. Let's look over at the sheet and we can see both teams are above average, basically. Everything's looking good. Number 2 in runs. Bats are kind of cooling off for Tampa a little bit, you can tell, because they're not super green like they've been. Baltimore, 6-4, 7-3. Both teams won 3 games in a row this weekend, so both teams cooking. Let's go look at the pitchers and see who we got in this one. It is going to be Beppio versus Eflin. Former Ray F1. Okay, welcome back to Tampa, buddy. Let's see how let's see what you do this season, because the most of the players know how you pitch. So I'm just gonna open up two of these here. None of this is promising. Let's just go to earn runs. Let's just take a look at what they've been up to. Earn runs. I don't know how long you pitched for Tampa last year though. So let me go to 2024 and just take a look. Yeah, you were still here in the middle of the season. When did you get traded? There we go, Baltimore. So your first start in Baltimore was literally 729. Okay, so you weren't the best, but then you got better as the season went on. So 2025, how you doing? Not bad. 267 on the earned runs, last five. 3.2 though, not that great. Have you faced Tampa yet? Twice. Last season you had 0 and 3. So okay. So you did well against your former teammates. Interesting. And then we got Pepio going out there on his earned runs when 3 is the most he's given up in the last 10. 1.6. So we got a 1.6 and a 3.2. So Tampa's got the home field advantage. I got the better pitcher advantage statistically in the last 5. And then we have a pick on with an 8.5 total. This is an over game, that's for sure. Not taking that. Let's look at the matchups. Pepio versus a Baltimore. Anybody pop off? I'd love to take a batter prop if I can get one today. Nobody has one today. Interesting. Righties versus Baltimore. There you go. Tampa versus righties and Tampa versus Eflin. Anybody pop off? Walls, 375, home run, 1.1. 8 at bats, not bad. Walls could be a play. That might be a play. I'm leaning Tampa money line regardless, but we'll take a look. We'll take a look over here. Let's swap this over for... First, I'll just refresh, make sure that the freshest lines too. That was a lot of games. There we go. That's better. Look at that. Look who popped up first. Walls over HRR. He's done it this many, and he has good history. It's only 8 at bats. I know it's not that many at bats, but you know what? It's a short day, so let's take it. I was going to take a money line, but I'll go for Walls over 0.05 HRR. So basically, he has to get a hit, a run, or an RBI. That's all he has to do. Look at Andy doing good too. Andy's good. B-Love's good. I might take Tampa anyways. You know what? Let's do both. Plus Tampa Bay money line. So we're going Walls HR, and we're going to take the Tampa money line in this one. And let's go ahead and move that next game. All right, moving on. We have Boston at Seattle now. Currently, Seattle's a 185 with a 7. Ooh, that's a low total. Okay, 7 total. Because these offenses, 7 over. I don't care who's pitching. Give me the over, because we got bullpens in the game coming in eventually. And you can score runs, but you're first in hits, and they're getting better at runs. They were like 26 yesterday. Look at that. Getting a little bit better. Boston's offense is cooking. 8-2, 1-5. You 1-3. 7? I don't care. We must have some absolute monsters going out there pitching today. We have to. Who else could it be? Who could be? Crochet's probably pitching, I'm guessing. No, it's Logan Gilbert versus Giolito. Why is it 7? Is it there's the Seattle, so weather's not a factor? I have no clue. So let's look. Logan Gilbert strikeouts has been pretty good. Going up against Boston, that makes sense. We're going to look at that for sure. We will look at the earned runs as well. All we have is... I was going to say I don't have earned runs. That's weird. But yeah, it's there. There it is. So we can see all the data. He's been pretty decent. But him for strikeouts, we're going against Boston. Boston strikes out a ton. And on the road, you see what they do? That's a lot of strikeouts on the road, my guy. That's a lot. And then Logan Gilbert strikes out a lot of dudes. He averages 7.3, including 7.2, 6.5. I'll take this. I'm taking this 100%. Gilbert over 7. No, 6.5. I didn't want to take 7. Now, question is, do I want to take this over? That's a question, because I am going to take this strikeout prop for sure. Let's look at the histories. Gilbert versus Red Sox. You can see the strikeout numbers. 3 for 4, 3 for 4. Nothing there really, so not impressive. We don't have like double digit with a crazy number. Boston versus righties, there you go. Seattle versus righties, and Giolito versus Seattle, and 444, 571. Nothing's really not enough for me to really want to jump on an over. 7's for, they put that number there for a reason, and it's actually favored slightly to the over though, so I can't. I'm just going to stick with Gilbert strikeouts. I think that's the way to go in this one. I don't think we want to go anymore. Anything else would be kind of crazy. So let's just leave that on, stick with Gilbert strikeouts, and move on to the next one. All right, let's move on. Houston and the A's. Currently, we have Houston 156 on the road with a 10 total. Now, we saw the wind was blowing out, and it's like 82 degrees, so potentially that's factored in that total. So let's go look at the spreadsheet numbers. No, both teams are just doing good too. So over might be a play. They're averaging 10.1 runs combined in the last 10. You see their averages are both pretty good. They're just reading all the main categories. They're averaging basically 18 hits a game between the two. So yeah, we could be looking at it over here for sure. So let's go look at the props, see who's pitching in this one. We go A's and Astros, and we got Lance McCullers versus a ghost. Who the hell's going out there? Well, let's go find out. Schedule. Load them up. It's going to be Mitch Spence. Well, I guess we got to do it this way. Whatever works. All right. Once it's a bullpen game. Okay, over. Sorry. Outside of the closer for the A's, the bullpen's garbage. We know this. They're not that good. So it's all bullpen. Sorry. Every bullpen's bad. Yeah. Let's see. There's his last few games. He pitched 5 innings, 0 earned runs. That's actually good. 3. Wow. 5 innings, 1 earned run, 2 innings, 2 innings, 2 earned against Toronto. Houston, there's Houston. You went 1.2 with a hit. That's all you did. That was on May 27th. I still might fade you anyways. Might do it. I might do it. Let's go over props. Let's look at McCullers. Because right now, that 10's still looks good. Earned runs, 3, 4, 3 against the A's when you faced them literally, what, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever that day was. Let's go over to Mitch Spence history versus Houston. Anything stand out? No home runs, 1 RBI. Not much data though. Against righties, there you go. There's Houston A's versus righties and A's versus McCullers. There you go. There's your stuff. So oddly enough, I don't know what to take here. If anything, so I said I'm taking something in every game because there's only 7 games. So first initial leans over 10. I know 10 feels like a lot, but the wind's blowing. The bats are doing great. The pitchers have shown history where they could get blown up, and they have faced the teams they're facing literally a couple weeks ago. So that's good for the batters. Give me the over. Let's move on next. All right, last one's going to be San Diego and the Dodgers. Let me pop this up. We see Dodgers 150 with an 8.5 total. Look over at our spreadsheet. Look at our numbers. Bunch of mid, just average. Looking like a school bus coming down the road. That's a lot of yellow. We don't like that. Nothing's really standing out here, so I don't like this. But it's going to be intriguing because we got to look at the pitchers. Because if I go over here and I swap this bad boy to Padres, guess who shows up? Oh, look who's pitching today. Who's going to start? Now, people are already commenting that he might only pitch an inning. So, hey, he might pitch 2. Who knows? It's his first game as a pitcher since, hell, forever ago. So, I mean, we gotta take a look. And we got Dylan Cease on the other side. Nobody cares about Dylan Cease today. No one cares. This is Ohtani pitching debut. That's all that matters. That's his whole day, really. So, we have Ohtani. There's his walk. We have his walks. And it's hard to do his props because there's so many damn props for him on batting. And it's like, okay, strikeouts. Like strikeouts as batter. This is strikeouts as a pitcher. 1.5. If he pitches 1 inning, what the hell is he going to do? 2024. Well, it's been a minute since he pitched. So I don't know what to do. Let's look at the matchups. Ohtani versus San Diego, though. I guess we could do the history, at least have something. Now, remember, San Diego doesn't strike out much at all, except for right now, they're a little vulnerable. They're a little bit out their wheelhouse. They're usually in the top 10 right now. They're 14th. They're a little high, 8.1. We might be able to work something. Yeah, there's the history. You can see what they've done. Nothing too crazy. A couple home runs given up, sure. Against righties, you can see how San Diego has done this season. Dodgers versus righties and Dodgers versus Dylan Cease. And then, 385, 36. Okay, I see a lot of red too. That's a lot of red. This is a tough game to actually decide what to do because everything's going to be focused on this man throwing the ball today. So, strikeouts is at 1.5. Oh, now can we get an alt line? You can get a half at minus 550. Ooh. Oh, you can go under half at plus 300. You really want to roll the dice. Like, hey, maybe he don't strike out nobody. Maybe. Could happen. You never know. Maybe he just goes out there, gets an inning, no strikeouts. I mean, he was so good at strikeouts, so it's going to be hard to do that. 1.5. If he pitches 1 inning, that's literally saying he's going to strike out 2 of the 3 guys, which that means he's going to strike out Tatis, and then because Tatis either first or second, I can't remember which one he does. I know he's top 2, and I can't remember else. So I can't do that. And walks, this man don't give up. No, half a walk. Oh man, let's go look at season. We gotta look at those earned runs. 3.3330 against the Dodgers. Last time they played them, last game they had was literally 6 days ago. He faced them, so he's facing them again. He faced them at home. Now he's facing at LA. So his history head to head, he's not had the best history. It's been all over the place. 3.53. Okay, so I'm looking at this, and then you know what? It is Monday. It is a short day. I want to root for something tonight. I'm going to be watching this somehow, some way. I don't care what I got to do. I'm going to watch Ohtani pitch this inning. And damn it, I'm betting on it. I want to root for it because I want to see it. Give me Ohtani. Where's the strikeout prop? There it is. It's 1.5. Get plus 125. Sign me up. I want to see fastballs galore. Ohtani over 1.5 Ks, and that's what I'm going to take. We do it. Just because I want to type it too. Ohtani, because I've been a minute over 1.5 Ks. That is a play I shall take. Let's go ahead and end it right there. Go back to the schedule. This is tomorrow's slate. We have our bunch of games like usual. I appreciate you being here. Drop a like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you're playing. Check out the HQ, check out Outlier, and I will see you tomorrow on Tuesday for some more, well, a full slate of MLB. Peace.